Welcome back to the Snow Australia SnowReady program. I'm Sammy and I'm thrilled to be back with you for another week. Last week we spoke about some of the not so nice things that can happen when you're at the snow. Injuries. But let's not forget how much fun can be had when we're on snow.
The Australian snow sports community, as you probably know, is fairly niche. We're a very summery country, but everyone who is involved is super passionate. Whether it be, the lifty that's dropping your T-bar on Front Valley, or your professional coach, who's come down for the season to train you. Everyone in the snow sports industry in Australia is super passionate, and it just brings this vibe of community and engagement. It's just an incredible thing to be a part of, and anyone can be a part of it. You don't have to be a professional athlete to be a part of the Australian winter sports community. Everyone is a part of the Australian winter sports community.
As we start our warm-up, focus on relaxing and enjoying the next 30 minutes. Even if it can be hard work at times, think about how good it's going to feel after. As always, take your time with the warm-up. Let's get your body moving slowly. You can use this time for a chat with your buddy, just like on those long chair lifts. As we move into our injury prevention, think again about all we've been practicing with jumping and landing safely. Update your friend on these important aspects of injury prevention if this is their first session. Nice and warm, we can get started on our strength program. As always, we have the beginner, intermediate and advanced levels of these exercises. You can use the different levels to progress or add more reps or sets, or increase or decrease the height of the box. Our first leg exercise for today are box jumps. These are similar to what we've done in our injury prevention program, but they should be a little more challenging. Set the box up so it is about knee height. The higher the box, the harder the exercise. For the beginner and intermediate options, stand in front of the box about half an arm's length away. Crouch into a jump position and explode up, jumping forwards to land in the middle of the box. Use your arms to help create momentum when you jump. Swing them forwards as you take off. Remember to land with your knees bent, bottom out, trunk and head up. For the beginners, either jump or step off the box and prepare yourself for another jump. For the intermediate option, once you've landed on the box, pause, then jump backwards off the box and propel yourself straight into another one. We're going to do these as a repetitive box jump. For the advanced version, start with standing on a small step about 1 metre away from the box. Jump off the step, land, and immediately propel yourself forwards onto the bigger box. Remember with both landings to keep your knees soft, your bottom out, and your trunk and head up. Use your arms to create momentum, but also to help control your balance with the landings. Good stuff, everyone. Let's move on to our upper body work. Our first one for today is a waiter's walk. Clear some space or jump outside if you can. To do a waiter's walk, pick up a dumbbell in one hand or both. Press your dumbbells up to your shoulder with one arm for the beginners. Keeping your core on and your trunk up nice and straight, start walking forwards at a steady pace. Ensure you're walking in a straight line, no wobbling off to the side. With one arm straight in the air, elbow locked for intermediates, or both arms straight up above you for advanced. For the intermediates and advanced, make sure your arms, hands, elbows and shoulder is pointing straight up in the air. Don't let it move behind your head or too far in front of you. After 10 metres, stop, change arms if you need, and walk back to where you started. This is one set. We're going to complete 4. You're doing really well today, everyone. We're going to go back into some lower body work now. A hip hinge is one of the fundamental movement patterns for many lower body exercises. Start with some light weights for this exercise, and if it's a bit too hard, continue doing them with just your body weight. For the beginner option today, stick with getting the fundamentals right. Stand with your feet just beyond shoulder width apart, holding a bar or dumbbells in your hands. Your knees should be straight, but not locked back into hyperextension. Switch on your core, look straight ahead at a point on the wall, and keep this as a focus point throughout. Start the hinge movement by slowly flexing forward at the hips, keeping your trunk straight as you go. As you start to flex at the hips, your knees will bend slightly as well, but this is not a squat action. They should just bend to about 40 or 50 degrees. Keep your bottom high. It should be traveling backwards behind you as your trunk inclines forward. Lower your hands down to about knee level, then pushing through your feet, drive back up by pushing your hips forward. For the intermediates, progress into a split squat stance with one foot in front of the other. The front leg should be taking the weight and the back foot is there for balance. For the advanced option, start in single leg standing. As you hinge forwards, the swinging leg moves backwards and extends out behind you into the air. Well done, everybody. We are making our way nicely through today's program. Our next upper body exercise is a standing bent over row or an upright row. A bent over row starts from a standing position with a bar for beginners or dumbbells intermediates in both hands. Stand with feet shoulder width apart, incline your trunk forward slightly, just like we learnt with the hip hinge. Keep your back straight and your core switched on. Bend both elbows simultaneously backwards in a rowing action, initiating the movement with your upper back. Try to avoid letting your shoulders roll forwards or shrugging them up to your ears. Slowly return your arms to the starting position and then repeat again for 12 reps, 3 sets in total. For the advanced option, start in the same position but remain upright and don't incline your trunk forwards. Soften your knees, switch on your core muscles and keep looking straight ahead. Bend your elbows, bringing the dumbbells up towards your chin. Finish when your elbows are in line or just above your shoulders. Keep your elbows high throughout, and your forearms should stay below them at all times. Lower down slowly and then repeat. A big cheer for everyone for getting this far. Now onto our last strength exercise for the session, a rotating plank. For these exercises, remember the correct form for a plank. Elbows directly under your shoulder, and just like with a push-up, keep your shoulders, hips and ankles or knees in line. Keep your lower abdominal muscles switched on, and don't hold your breath. Breathe nice and easy. For beginners, start in a front plank on your knees, and then keeping your body straight, rotate towards one side into a side plank. Hold for 2 or 3 seconds, then return to a front plank, and repeat on the other side. Keep rotating slowly from side to side for a full 30 seconds, then have a rest. For our intermediates, complete exactly the same exercise as the beginner option, but we're going to do it from a full plank position. Feet on the floor, shoulders, hips and ankles in line. Complete 3 sets of 30 seconds. For the advanced option, we're going to do an exercise called Stir the Pot. Stay in your front plank position, keeping your arms on the Swiss ball. Imagine that you're stirring a big bowl of soup. We're going to rotate our arms and elbows on the Swiss ball. Repeat for a full 30 seconds and repeat 3 times. Fantastic work, everyone. High fives for today after finishing that session. Let's get on with our fitness. Our fitness session today involves some teamwork. Grab your friend, or hopefully a few friends, and make up a couple of teams. We're going to be doing a relay race. Find something that you can use as a baton to change over to people. Find some space where you can race each other. Try a park or a running track, a backyard, front yard, a driveway, or even around the block. On the buzzer, the first person in each team sets off and completes one length of your course. They then hand the baton to their teammate, who will do the same. Continue changing between team members for a full 5 minutes. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Well done today, everyone. Healthy competition is fantastic, and it's great to learn how to win and lose gracefully. Congratulate the winners, and let's get on with our active recovery. Let's move on to our mobility and stretching. By now you are developing your own habits and getting to know what your body needs after a great session. For me, my favourite mobility exercise is a bow and arrow. But I also do some hip circles and some big knee rolls to make sure that my whole body's getting looked after. Move on to stretching when you're ready. We're going to start again from the bottom and work our way up. So let's go from calves to hamstrings, quads, glutes, lower back and upper body.
When we're on the road, we have quite a few ways that we like to recover. So one of those is ice baths. Ice baths are really important. We'll do that more or less on a daily basis after training. It kind of it helps our body and our joints and everything sort of, I guess, deflate in a way, like get rid of, any unnecessary fluid and help sort of stimulate blood flow back to sort of like your core. And we generally, our ice bath practice will usually be about 8 to 10 minutes in a cold bath, and then try and slowly bring the body back to temperature. So you might have a short warm shower afterwards, just so we don't, run the risk of getting a cold or getting the flu, because obviously being in a cold environment, it can be pretty taxing and a lot of time in the cold. So another form of ice baths we do will be like a hot and cold situation. So we might do 1 minute in the cold, 1 minute in the hot, and do that 5 or so times. And that kind of, I guess, just really stimulates that blood flow and recovery process, after a long training day.
Congratulations on completing another week of this awesome program. Now, don't forget some of those recovery strategies. Maybe you're even bold enough to try an ice bath. Until next week, see you later.